Okay, I'll just do a quick intro. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Young Millennials podcast. I'm Lex, here with my co-host Billy. I feel like I need to put a trigger warning. This is going to be a little bit of a dark episode.
A bit of a heavy one.
Yeah, definitely get some tissues if you're going to come along for the ride. I have my tissues here. Billy, I hope you have a tissue or two.
No comment.
I'm just, Billy doesn't cry. No, you definitely cry. I've seen you cry on YouTube.
Every time I say that I'm not going to cry, I end up crying, so I'm just staying silent.
No, yeah, okay. But I guess I'll just get into it. So this week has been rough for me. Earlier this week, my grandma passed away. So we weren't sure if we were going to film this week. And I was like, no, this is something that, unfortunately is part of life. And I think it's important to talk about.
Yeah.
I think it's important to talk about.
My grandma, actually, we just, it's been a year for her passing. So I can definitely feel Lex. And it is something that I feel like is hard to talk about, but it could definitely just be nice as well as maybe dark as it may sound.
Like it would be like healing in a sense to kind of like just discuss this topic. Unfortunately, loss and grieving is something I know all too well for someone who is only 30 years old, but it's like I said, it's part of life and it's nothing you could do about it. Unfortunately, everyone has their time, and I never question God's timing on anything. And as shitty as it is to say, like, this was a good week for this to happen, it's so crazy just how like the dominoes of life work. So originally this week, June 22nd, that's the day my grandma passed, I was supposed to be in California this week. That didn't happen. Instead, I was gonna go and do a staycation. I was like, you know what, let me just take a few days off anyway. It's summer. I was gonna take my mom to Atlantic City, and it was her birthday. Turns out the weather was shitty, so we canceled Atlantic City. We're like, let's not go and go to AC in the rain because we wanted to go to the beach. So I was still going to be home this week, not doing too much. And sure enough, grandma passed, and I'm grateful that like I didn't have to move anything around, like no days off work. And this has given me time to just, grieve and be with my family, which is important, obviously. So I never question anything. It happened in perfect timing. Unfortunately, like, I'm grateful for that it happened now, and God bless her. She was 95 years old, so she would have been 95 in 2 weeks. And that's a long freaking life. I think we can all hope to live to 95 years old.
Amazing.
So amazing.
That's a full life.
That's literally like, so Monday after this happened, immediately was like, I need a cigarette. If there's ever a time for a cigarette, it is fucking now. And I thought about going and getting them. And I was like, you know what? Grandma never smoked. She never drank. She was a healthy person, and I almost like felt wrong doing that. So no cigarettes for me. Although I still want a cigarette in the worst fucking way.
My grandma would be mad at you too, by the way.
Yeah, grandma, I feel like, I don't know, some grandmas are cigarette grandmas, but my grandma was not a cigarette
No,
grandma.
my grandma was like a crazy cigaretter, which was surprising. And I mean, she had really bad health problems from it years later. So when I'm always thinking about my quitting weed journey, she's at the forefront of it, telling me to stop. And
yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah, this week has not been fun. And like I said, Billy was like, we can totally skip this week. And I said, no, like, the show must go on. We signed up for this. And I think, like I said, it's an important topic to talk about. And I've learned, like I said, I've been through this a lot, unfortunately, in my life. I've lost a lot of people who are really close to me. It's actually almost 10 years to the day that my dad passed away, which is like The timing of it all. But if there's anything I've learned, it's that you can't run from the pain. You can't run from the hurt. You have to get through it. The only way through it is through it. And allow yourself the time to grieve and be sad and know that it comes in waves. And something I've learned about healing is that there's no finish line to healing, that we just get stronger around the wound, and you'll always have the scar, but like I said, we get stronger. So every day's been getting easier, as I know it will. It always does. But it'll always be there. The hurt will always be there. But like I said, I'm at peace with it all. I never question God's timing. And everything happens for a reason, unfortunately.
I have such a tough relationship with this topic. I mean, as we all do. I feel like really kind of speechless right now because I think it's something I definitely put in the back of my head and like stuff it away, and like because really, like, I feel like if I start crying, like, I'm not going to be able to stop. So I don't know how healthy. I mean, it's like, this is almost like so weird to like say because everyone has their own experiences with.
Absolutely.
Like, I haven't lost many people until like it's starting to start, and that is crazy as me, someone turning 30 and such a milestone, and thinking like it's like you're like, I'm just thinking of life more than ever. And honestly, I've never been the type of person to like be afraid of dying or like think about it and overthink it. Like, I think it's just because like that is so petrifying to me that I just don't even go there.
Yeah.
Just like it's starting to seep in. I'm getting like health issues.
It just sucks that the older we're getting, the more real it becomes. I don't want to say I think about it too much, but as I told you before this recording started, my life was going a little too well, and I was kind of like waiting for the shoe to drop, you know, and I hate to think like that. I didn't want to think like that, but call it intuition, call it what you want. I kind of had a feeling that something was going to happen, and I had a feeling that it was going to be grandma. And it's just life. It fucking sucks sometimes. It's really, really fucking shitty. But I also like to remind myself that you can't enjoy the highs without the lows. I wouldn't appreciate the good times if it wasn't for the really fucking shitty times. So I take these moments and I reflect. And through going through therapy for years and years and years, I've learned that you can't bottle shit up. Like, the only way you're ever going to get past something is by facing it head on and conquering it. So I used to be someone that fucking stuffed down my feelings, and I learned that did me no good. It does nobody good. But it takes a lot of courage and strength to look yourself in the mirror and, you know, dig that stuff up. So,
and like you said earlier, 96, like, that is a life. Like, she's so lucky to like go. Like,
I hate to say, I don't even know if I want to fucking live 95 years.
I know, that's so scary.
Jeez, especially now with the way the world's going now. Who even knows if the Earth is still going to be here in 95 years?
Oh my God, I know.
But, you know, and it sucks because my grandma had dementia, and she's been in a nursing home for a few years. And I was actually in therapy on Monday. Thank fucking God. When my mom called me, and like, you know, when like the call is urgent, you know, like the tone in her voice. So before I had gone to therapy, my mom had told me in the morning, this was Monday morning, we're going to go see grandma today. She's not doing well.
Okay.
So I kind of knew that this was probably the last time I was going to see her. She got shingles 2 weeks ago. And apparently they called my mom that morning saying that they heard something in her chest. So it was, you know, not good. So I was going to go to therapy. We were going to go to the nursing home to see grandma probably one last time. And then I was sitting in therapy, like I said, thank fucking God. And my mom called me and she was just like, where are you right now? Like, we need to go there. And I met up with her. We like joined cars. And she told me in the Staten Island Mall parking lot, because that's where we met. And she was like, grandma passed. So, but it sucks because when I was in therapy, I was talking about this, obviously. And I said, when she went into the nursing home with dementia, I feel like I was grieving her then. And I feel like I'm grieving her again now. Like, you lose someone twice, essentially.
Yeah.
And that fucking blows.
This isn't going to help, but it kind of can keep happening. Like, you get it hit with it over and over. It's like a very dark slope. Like, or maybe it's like just on me because I've let it in and out. Like, I'm having such a hard time talking about this. Because I'm like,
are you just
I'm feeling like the judgment, kind of.
From who?
I don't know. Like, I don't.
Speak freely about this. Speak your mind. Speak your truth.
I just don't want to take away from anything that you're saying.
Oh my God, no, you never would. Like, I value your opinion.
And
no
I don't want it to come off either like
No. Billy, stop. Never. You could be like, Lex, build a bridge, get over it. I'd be like, you're right. You know? Even though I know you would never say that. I would never judge anything you've said. And I know you are coming from a place of love, and you're just not always the best with your words. I'm sorry.
Yeah, like, this is a hard topic for me.
Yeah. Nothing.
Because, like, I can't say
me.
my, like, one-liners right now.
Like, no, nothing. No, stop. No. Nothing you say will offend me. Seriously.
I don't know. I'm just not good with grief. I'm not good with death.
It's not a fun topic by any means.
No.
I don't think anyone's good with grief. I really don't. God bless, like, grief counselors. Like, when someone's crying, I'm like the meme with the person with the broomstick. Like, they're there petting you with a broom from like 10 feet away. Like, it's such an awkward thing. And I know it's like weird to like watch someone else cry and be like, you good?
Mm-hmm.
So I know it's like a little bit of a weird thing, but
yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Don't feel like you can't speak your mind or your thoughts. If you need to take a second to like collect yourself.
Let me take a sip of water.
Yeah, that's necessary. Water is good.
I mean, at this point, I don't know what I was saying, so.
I was just like saying how like talking about grieving someone twice and how much it sucks, and sometimes you grieve someone multiple times in a life.
Yeah, I guess I was just trying to say that, like, I had a random breakdown of it, like, a month ago after, after, I don't want to say months of not crying, like, I didn't care, like.
No, it's okay. People express their emotions differently. Some people don't cry like that. I, unfortunately, am a crier.
I definitely, like, cried, you know.
I know.
Stop, Billy, stop.
You're thinking too much, bitch.
Because I was saying too, like, it's such a hard process. Of course it fucking is.
Yeah.
Like, but
absolutely.
like, I'm just saying. And like, this is just very soon for you, so I don't know. Stop.
No, it's okay. Like I said, I wouldn't be doing this if I didn't feel okay enough to have this conversation. And I felt like it would be more authentic and real to do it when it's still kind of fresh.
Mm-hmm. And I completely get that because, I mean, this is my therapy. So I feel you on that. And I totally feel you on that.
Yeah. And like I told you before also, like, I didn't want to skip this week, but I also would have not felt right talking about anything other than like a depressing topic right now.
Mm-hmm.
So this is what we're getting this week. It's sad. But again, part of life, and this is what we talk about. We talk about life shit, whether it's good or bad, happy, sad, funny. And like I said, I think with our age, range, the millennial age, like, this is what we're starting to go through now. And you can tell a lot about your friends in times like this, which has been big for me, even though I'm not one to like post and share my personal life like that. Like I have not posted a single thing on social media. I just don't feel the need. The few people that are close to me, I've told them, and they're all so great and super kind. And then you have the people who like don't check up on you. And then it's like kind of like the reality check of like, do I want this person around? So people show their true colors in times like this. And I think it's important to go through these things and see that and recognize that.
Yeah.
Billy doesn't know what to say. Billy's struggling right now.
Because I was going to say, me, I'm someone that doesn't want to talk to anyone. Like I don't know.
You're thinking too much about this. You're watching your words. I could tell you like don't want to say what you're really feeling, and that's okay. I understand. But I get where you're coming from. Like, you're not someone that wants to discuss this, but you're also, as you just said, someone who stuffs down your emotions and your feelings, so you don't want to.
When it comes to grief specifically, like, it enrages me how fast the death process is. I can't relate to, like, panicking to get the funeral thing going. I'm not going to be functioning, like, it's
such a fucked up thing to have to go through.
The processing is quick and everyone deals with it all differently, and I just need my time to myself to like process things.
I can't even imagine if I had to like handle all this logistics right now, because I'm a train wreck, or I was a train wreck as soon as this happened. And like, my mom, bless her heart, like, this wasn't even her mother, this was my dad's mom, and my mom's been basically like taking care of everything because my dad's not here. And my mom is just making the calls, doing things. She's calling this one, she's calling that one. And I'm just like, how are you fucking doing this right now? And
same thing with my mom. And like, I didn't feel like that was fair for her to do, but it's just like what you're supposed to do. And like, that's the part that annoys me. Like, don't tell me what I'm supposed to do when my whoever died.
Absolutely. And then it's like, not only do you have to do all this shit and worry about legal things, and it's like, okay, that'll be $10,000. It's like, I know you're just like going through a lot right now, but to bury this person or whatever, take care of them, even though they just died, you have to pay us a large sum of money. Thank you. It's such a fucked up system. And what's crazy? My mom, she was talking about like numbers and stuff like that. She went on Costco to shop for fucking caskets, and they're cheaper on Costco. And it's like, what a crazy fucked up world we live in, where you can buy your casket on Costco.
It's too
for $1,500 cheaper than what the funeral place wanted to charge. And I had a moment where I kind of felt bad the other day, because like you, I keep to myself. I mourn in my own way, and I need that like alone time and reflection time. And my mom was like, we're gonna go to the funeral home, like, I thought you were gonna come with us. And I was like, do I have to? Like, respectfully, like, if you don't need me there, like, I would rather not come. And she said something along the lines of like, well, this is something you're gonna have to learn to do. And that hit me. And I was like, why would you say that? I said, she's like, well, I'm gonna die one day. I said, yeah, I fucking know. We all are, but not for nothing, Mom. Like, I'm pretty sure when that time comes, I'll figure it out. Like, I don't want to have to practice how to plan a fucking funeral.
Yeah.
It's one of those things. My instincts will kick in, and I'll figure it out.
But I feel like that's very kind of relatable. Like, I kind of went through that with my mom. I just don't understand the process. It's like, how are you functioning?
Yeah.
Sorry,
And
I cut you off.
no, it's okay. But yeah, I kind of felt shitty about like not being there. But I said, listen, like, there's not many decisions that need to be made that you're not capable of making. Like, there's nothing that needs to be done. Like, just take care of it. And that's that. So, so annoying. But like the fact that she was like, you're going to have to learn how to do this. Like, what the fuck? It's so fucked. It's so fucked. Like, life could be so amazing and so shit at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
And
It's a crazy, beautiful life.
no, for real. And honestly, like, in times like this, when you're just like, you could question everything in your whole existence and like why things happen, I just find peace in like kind of letting go of all that and being like, it's God's plan, you know? Like, it's not, I can't question why or anything happened the way it did. Like, you gotta let it go. And that's been like giving me like a sense of like security almost. Like, there's a greater cause in all of this and you can't control it. So that's been helping me a lot, and I've been leaning on that a lot, just like knowing that everything's taken care of somewhere, like it's out of my hands. This is dumb. I hate this.
Not fun.
No, this doesn't have to be a long episode, but like I said, I would feel wrong like not doing something.
No, yeah, I think this is great.
This is so good. This is great. I'm fucking with you.
I'm just a content creator and I'm creating all the time. Stop.
I know. I'm gonna share the story where I just told you about the picture that I found.
Please, please.
I don't really ask for signs. I don't really believe like you need to ask for signs for things. I know people are like, oh, you know, God, universe, you know, show me a sign, you know. I just think I pick them up when I see them. And my mom had asked me to go and take a picture for her. And there was a box of photos. So I quickly just kind of like skimmed through them. And I found a photo of me and my grandma. And, you know, the old pictures, they had the date stamp on the bottom, the time stamp, you know, the day, the time, the day, the month to day, the year, right? On the old printed photos. And I take this photo out and I'm looking at it and I realize the date on the photo is 7/25/2006 and today is 7/25, 18 fucking years later. So to me, that's a sign from someone.
Is,
you know, like
such a sign. It's insane. It doesn't get any like signier.
I don't ask for things like that. They just come to me, and that kind of like just gave me a little more peace. Like, everything's fine. Everything's fine. Everything's okay. But yeah, how fucking crazy is that? Like,
that's
to the day. I was like, wait,
is
it's today the 24th. It's today the 27th.
So
there are 365 or 366 days in a year. And this photo that I found, and mind you, all of the photos were in like envelopes. And this was one of the few like freestanding photos like thrown in the box. And it was me and my grandma. We did like, I remember she had a camera and she was like the only person I knew that had a camera back then. Like, not many people had a camera. And she loved taking pictures, but she was like notoriously bad at it. Like, we would always joke like, your head's gonna get cut off if grandma taking the picture. So whenever she had a roll of film that was, you know, close to the end and she would want to go get it developed because that's what you had to do, she would be like, let's just take a few photos because I have to finish the roll and get it developed. So there's like 4 pictures of us. We just like, me and my brother like did a photo shoot in the front of her house. Like, it was summer. And there was 4 photos. There was me and grandma standing together, grandma and my brother standing together, and then me and my brother standing together, and then the last one was like a selfie of like, I tried to take a picture of like me, grandma, and my brother, except like my brother couldn't fix my arms were short. I was a kid, you know, so
You
it's just like me
invented
and
the
my grandma.
selfie.
I really did. 2006. Who was taking selfies back then? Not many people. Um.
That's so nice, though. Oh
So
my
yeah, but
God.
I thought it was really cute, and if there's a thing as such thing as signs, that is a fucking sign and a half.
Amazing.
So yeah, I find comfort in things like that, and just knowing every day gets better. Every day gets better, and the only way through it is through it.
Mm-hmm.
So I also take this moment to like appreciate my life and the people around me. Like, you know, this brings me closer to my family and stuff like that, because you realize how fragile life is, and like one day you're here, one day you're not. So
Mm-hmm.
this brings everyone a little closer, and I've just been appreciating like that I've had these few days off to go through this, and then tomorrow I'm actually back to work, but only for 2 days, like 2 quick days.
Mm-hmm.
So
That's good.
yeah. And I hate to say it, but like I kind of just can't wait for this all to be in the past. Like the funeral is Monday. I can't
Mhm.
wait to like just get past that.
Mm-hmm.
And
That's how I was.
oh, because it's just like everything, like something just gets mentioned. Like, oh yeah, we found this out. Like this is, you know, we're doing this. This is happening. And it's just like, can we stop talking about this?
Mm-hmm.
And my brother, he processes emotions differently. You know, he's special needs. So he was obviously upset. But I think he like almost like does the theatrics of it to like look like he's upset. Like he'll just be like,
Oh.
you know, but then instantly he's like, so who's gonna sing at the funeral? Because I can do that. Meanwhile, like he can't. And he just thinks like he's gonna be the one to sing at the funeral.
Iconic behavior.
Oh, he's too funny. Like he was just like, so who's singing at the funeral? But yeah, and then my mom, she asked me, she was like, would you want to say something at grandma's funeral? And I was just like, in my head, I was like, God, how could I do that? Like, how could I get up there and like say something without just like crying the whole time? And then the more I thought about it, I was like, you know what? Like, I think it's the right thing to do. I think it's the right thing to do.
I think
So
that's
I'm gonna
absolutely
be
incredible if you can. I could never, even for a second. And my cousin Nicole actually went up for us, me and Danielle, and that meant so much to me and Danielle. And to be like that person, to be able to do that, if you can, I think that is incredible. But if you can't, it's also completely understandable.
I already kind of like told myself like I'm doing it. I wrote something out the other day and I was in tears writing it out, obviously. And then I'm gonna like go back and read it again, either like tomorrow or the next day, kind of like to reset my brain.
Yeah.
But I think it's the right thing to do because like I knew her in the best light, you know, and it's only fair. Like the pastor at the church, he was like, you know, I could say something, but like I don't know her. I never met her. So I was like, you know what? Like I'm gonna say something. I'm good at creative writing, as you know. I tell you all the time, like I practice writing every day. So I think it's the right thing to do, and like I owe it to her. Like she did so much for me, and I think it's the right thing to do. So yeah, I'll be giving my first eulogy ever in my life. Again, what a shitty fucking thing to do. And like I'm writing this.
I'm like, I was gonna say good luck, but fuck. Like,
no, seriously, good luck. Like how do you summarize 95 years of life into like 5 minutes of speaking? How? And it's like I just feel like whatever I say is not gonna be enough. Like it can never actually paint
it's
the real
going
picture,
to be perfect.
I'm just gonna do my best. I'm gonna do my best, and that's that. And like I said, I'm good at creative writing, so I'm not worried about that at all.
It will be.
But yeah, again, what a fucked up thing to have to do in life. Oh, I want to punch things. I haven't been to my karate class, and I think today I might have to go back just to like
Get back in it.
Get some punches in.
What I did do, I have actually, for the non-visual, I have my grandma and me on my desk. I did do the prayer card, which I feel very happy about because the one that my mom showed me that they were doing, I was like, that is not the vibe.
They're all so fucking tacky.
I'm
Funeral homes need to get with the times.
I think I made it on Canva, but it's honestly beautiful and so much better than what it was.
Love that.
But like that was my little contribution.
Good. Love that.
Again, I could only be creative. I cannot speak up there.
Yeah.
As much as I wish like I could have like said something, but yeah, I just wanted to share that.
Grandma knows you're not that person.
Yeah.
She knows. I think I'm gonna get like a tattoo or something for Grandma because she was awesome.
I love that.
And I just want another tattoo.
You should get a little for yourself something to.
No, I'm gonna get something. One of the photos or something that I found upstairs. I'll like print a copy of it or something. I'm gonna text it to you. It's like iconic, and I look just like such like a little fucking lesbian. It was 2006.
Can we share the
12
photo?
years old. The picture is like upstairs.
No, I mean, well, I could pop it on the
Oh
screen.
yeah, we'll post it here. But I just look like such a little tomboy.
Love it.
And Grandma didn't care. Grandma was so supportive of me. Anything I did, she knew I loved my sports. She supported me. She bought all my boy clothes for me, and it didn't matter.
She's an ally.
Princess. Oh, she really was an ally. I also don't think she really understood gay. You know, like different times. I think those like really older peoples are just like accepting of everyone. Like we just love everyone. You know, like what's gay? You're just a human. That's how she kind of like viewed everyone. Like you're just a human being. So, love that. Grandma, yes, she was an ally without knowing that she was an ally.
Iconic. Okay.
And
do we want to have a moment of silence?
Billy throwing like the sparkle on a moment of silence. We can do that if you want.
I think that would be cool.
Do we like count to 10 in our head? In memory of both of our grandmas? And anyone else who has lost someone.
Take this moment to just give a little memory. Lovely.
Amen.
Amen. Loves that. All right, guys. I guess that is.
Next week will be better. Next week we're gonna bounce back.
They feel us. They feel it. They know the vibe.
They do, and they understand. And it's gonna, like I said, it's part of life. And unfortunately, if we're doing this podcast,
we're doing this.
Life things are gonna fucking happen. I read like a passage, I guess a verse I saw from the Holy Bible, and it was something along the lines of you'll weep in the night, but in the morning there'll be joy. Something along those lines, you know? So like after the sadness we'll be happy again. So it's just, you know, we're figuring it out, we're doing it, we're getting through it. Yeah, I think that's it. Thank you, everyone. If you stuck around to listen to this, watch this, we appreciate you all. Very grateful that I have this platform to speak about this and to keep it real and keep it authentic. And like I said, next week will be better. Or maybe we fucking won't be. I don't know. That's life. We just
tune in to find out.
Yeah. Thank you, everyone, again. Please make sure you're rating our podcast 5 stars. Leave a comment on YouTube if there's anything that resonated with you, anything you want to share about a loved one that you've lost. Please feel free to share. Peace, love, and light. Right, Billy?
We out. Bye, bitches.
Okay. I feel like I always give like a at the end of every episode, no matter good or bad.